And I apologize. I'm on a call and I've been on with them for like an hour and 15 minutes and I just need to get some information. So I have them in the background and I may need to mute for just a quick moment. So, all right. So welcome. Priyanka Hanna mentioned that she's not going to be able to
Okay, all right.
not be able to join us today. But here the rest of us are. So there's a workshop that's going to be coming up that I have called Quantum Receiving. And here's the magic of what receiving is. Hold on a second. Let me do this. Let me go live on Facebook so we can get that out there. Okay. All right. Okay, let me just mute on that side as well so that we don't have this in stereo because that can be a little bit distracting. Okay, let's see here. All right, beautiful. All right, so the whole subject of receiving can sometimes be really confusing for people. We're used to receiving from our parents when we're very young. We can't provide for ourselves, so we are in a position of receiving. And then we eventually grow up and we realize that there are things that we have to do for ourselves. In a masculine feminine dynamic, it's usually the man that is the one that is giving, and it is the woman that is the one that is receiving. Although you'll see in a lot of relationships, women have been so influenced by their moms that they end up being over givers and they don't actually know how to receive from a man. And it can become a really imbalanced relationship because, you know, you'll have a woman who is, say, earning more than a man or doing more than a man. And then she can start to build up a series of resentments, if you will, because of this. When one understands what quantum receiving is, you actually open yourself up to receive and allow the universe to give to you, rather than feeling like it's something that you yourself have to do for yourself. And it's a way of receiving from both, you know, what I call earthly mother and from heavenly father. There isn't anything in nature that's like worried about balancing their checkbooks or paying their credit card statements or having to get up and commute to work every day. Birds fly through the sky, ants move through the lawn, you know, the trees go through seasons. You know, it's spring, my favorite season of the year. And right now, you know, you've got flowers everywhere. There's pink and yellows and blues and the greens of the leaves. The universe is receiving what divine mother has to give them. Sorry for that. That only took an hour and 20 minutes. Okay, so receiving. Source gives to us whatever it is that we think, whatever it is that we believe, that is what the universe gives to us. So in the realm of giving and receiving, for things to be in balance, we have to be willing to receive. How many people tend to be overgivers? Like you tend to give too much to people. Anybody guilty of that? I know I am. And then what happens is we get emptied. And then we become resentful, right? We become resentful because we feel like you know what we keep giving? We keep giving what it is that we ourselves want to receive. But it's backwards because we have to know that we ourselves are worthy of the very things that we want. There has to be an intention. So the cycle of creation goes desire, intention, allowance, which is like the action stage. It's like spiritual, mental, emotional, and then the acceptance of the thing. And if what we accept for ourselves is what we desire, we'll have a full manifestation. It kind of goes through like a paradigm matrix. But when you step into the realm of the quantum with receiving, whatever it is that you desire is immediately manifest and given to you. There's no time lag. Space exists in this dimension so that we don't all kind of explode at once from dying in 17 lifetimes simultaneously every 3 seconds. But when you're in the quantum realm, it's not just everything is predictable. It's not just everything is possible. It's that you're in the field of pure potentiality. So one of the things that I'm going to take people through is how it is that we are able to call anything in. And it's this beautiful process. So I'm going to walk you guys through like a mini version of it right now. You would imagine yourself, I'll bring you through meditation to what I would call the theta state. So our consciousness is in a beta state, it's a frequency of brain waves. And then there's alpha state. And alpha state is like when you're watching TV or when you're focused on your iPhone or you're focused on your computer or you're reading a book. And then theta state is when you start to enter these deeper realms of relaxation. And then delta state, so it goes beta, alpha, theta, delta. Delta is like when you've gone into sleep, and REM cycles is like when you're going into gamma, okay? So you've really, really slowed down, but you've given yourself access out of the consciousness, out of the conscious mind, into the subconscious and then into the unconscious. And in this subconscious mind, you enter into the quantum realm. So I want you all to take a beautiful breath in. And as you exhale, I want you to start to imagine that your consciousness starts to shift down towards your heart and you just start to relax. Beautiful. Take another breath in through the nose. And I want you to see if you can allow yourself to actually float on top of the breath as it comes into you. Breathe that breath in. And then as you exhale, I want you to imagine floating on the breath as you exhale it through the mouth and continue to let your consciousness drop down towards the heart. Beautiful. I want you to take another beautiful inhale in. And then as you exhale through the mouth, continue to just drop your consciousness down into your heart. Beautiful. The heart is a receiving vehicle as well as a giving vehicle. When we give, the color is green, and when we receive, the color is pink. This is why it's always recommended that people have rose quartz with them to continue to open their hearts to receiving. Now I want you to listen to my voice, and I want you to allow me to count you down from 5 down to 1. So take a beautiful inhale in. 5. You're finding yourself getting even more relaxed. We're heading towards the quantum theta realm. 4. You find yourself becoming even more relaxed, more heart-centered, letting go of any cares and concerns that you have. 3. You're allowing yourself to drift down into your hearts where you feel so safe. 2. Allowing your consciousness to slow down enough that you are able to access the theta realm. And 1. You come to this incredible sense of peace. Here in the theta realm, any request that you make of Father, Mother, God, Source, Creator, it is a command that you make. So it is commanded that I receive all that I desire with ease and with grace and with gratitude. And then you allow yourself to say thank you, knowing that this thing is made manifest for you. So think about what it is that you desire. Say thank you and be grateful that this is made manifest for you in the quantum realm. And then allow yourself to say, it is done, it is done, it is done. And then release that desire into the quantum realm. And you have just achieved for yourself quantum receiving. Now, bringing you back, 1, starting to raise the consciousness back up. You're allowing yourself to feel wonderful, so comfortable. 2, you start to feel enlivened in your body, knowing that what it is that you desired was just placed into the quantum realm. 3, and it is being made manifest. It is making its way to you so easily. 4, as I say the next number, You're going to be fully awake and alive. You'll open your eyes knowing that it is done. 5. Manifestation is that simple. People make it into a million different things. Oh, you got to jump a timeline. Oh, you got to do this. Oh, you got to do that. And yes, there are some more steps to it. But honestly, it's just that simple. You tap into the quantum realm and you receive everything that Source has to give to you. Everything that you could possibly desire is a desire that's been put in you from God. There is nothing in the universe that says that you can't have what it is that you want except for you. Now, wanting something means I don't have it, it's outside of me, and I'm not even sure that I can have it. But having a desire should always be coupled by something called gratitude. You are grateful that you have the thing that you have, and there's a desire for something else. I always thought that made me greedy, but I found out it just made me a woman. It just made me someone that desired to have things, and that was okay. It's a huge lesson when I learned all that. So this is a very, very simple process that you can do. One of the few techniques that I'll be teaching in this class that's going to be coming up in June, called quantum receiving. There is such an incredible design to the way that the mind is able to create what it is it's able to create. There is nothing that you can wish for, nothing that you can desire that literally cannot be yours. And that's part of the magic. It's absolutely extraordinary. Receiving is about allowing and letting and tapping into the divine feminine nature. Because when you think of the masculine and the masculine is what it provides. God provides. Heavenly Father provides for earthly mother everything that she needs. An angel of light, an angel of air, an angel of water, an angel of earth. All of these things are provided for us so that we have abundant food to eat. We have sunshine to keep us warm. We have water to drink to enliven our bodies. I've been doing something that I call earthing recently, where I take off my shoes and my socks and I go and I walk around on the property, on the lawn of my mother's house. And I'll do it on the beach and I allow the earth to speak to me. I put my feet in the water in the ocean and I allow the ocean to speak to me. Find a tree that you can hug and just allow yourself to receive from the tree the wisdom that the tree has. Trees have such extraordinary wisdom. Can you allow yourself to have a relationship with the air, the angel of air, so that you listen to her and listen to the wisdom that she has for you? Can you allow yourself earlier in the mornings or late in the evenings before the sun has finally set to sit and allow the sun to fall upon your skin and listen to the wisdom that the sun has? The sun is a star. It's a being. It's a being of light. And its job is to sit up there and to spin on its axis and to provide us heat and to provide us warmth. If you could allow yourself to accept all the gifts that are meant for you to receive, if you could open your heart in that way, you can have anything that you desire. You have to proclaim it as yours. You have to command the universe to send it to you. It's very, very simple. But getting yourself into an incredible state of relaxation will literally make all the difference. All the difference. When you are in a relationship dynamic and say you want the person that you're in a relationship with to treat you differently, you have to treat yourself that way first. So if you say, I have a husband, a wife, a mother, a father, a brother, a sister, a son, or a daughter, and they don't treat me well, they do this, they do that. They are a mirror, they are a reflection of what it is that you grant to yourself, what it is that you give to yourself, and what it is you allow yourself to receive. So if you can walk around and say, I am the happiest, most loving, most joyful person. Everything that I desire is given and granted to me. And you look for your happiness in life rather than looking to complain about this thing or that thing, maybe even to the people that you have complaints about. If you can look inside of them and look inside of yourself and you can see the wholeness in them, you can see the beauty in them, you can see the kindness in them, you can see the joy in them. Look first and find that in yourself. That's another incredible form of receiving. For receiving, we receive from God all the time. but we're the ones that determine what it is that we see that we're receiving. And if we have one of those filters on, if it's a really bad day and I'm mad at the universe, as my friend Rob says, if you're full of mad, he goes, I'm just full of mad. If you're full of mad, it's going to color everything that you see. If you're mad at a person, you have to look within yourself. And this is a very adult conversation, so bear with me. If you're mad at someone, you have to look within yourself and say, where am I doing that thing? Why have I drawn them to me through the magnetics of the universe as a mirror? What are they reflecting? What aspect of self are they reflecting to me? That's a very, very tall conversation, very, very big conversation to have, because it's taking 100% responsibility for yourself in the world. And you don't always want to do that. It's much easier to bitch and complain, and they did this to me, and I was due this thing, or it should have gone my way, or how dare they? One of my favorite things to say. How dare you? People are mad at God. Oh, for goodness sake, people are mad at God. God didn't give me this. Why does God let, bad things happen to good people? Exactly. How dare you? It's like we think we're owed something. No, we owe God. We were given this life. What we owe is our gratitude and our appreciation. And instead, we would just want to bitch and moan and complain about our lives. I challenge you to do one thing. The one thing I challenge you to do is to go 24 hours without complaining and watch your world change. What it is you receive is what it is that you put out. And you have to become really vigilant and really, really aware of what it is you're putting out in the universe. And unfortunately, so many of those decisions come from the unconscious and the subconscious programming that we received. I was with a woman today, and she was saying that she kept having these like $9.5 million months or $9.7 million months, and she couldn't get to 10 million. And she had a memory of she had written out a check to herself for $10 million. And someone came into her office and said to her, oh, you'll never be able to do that. And it went into her brain. She received that. And then she limited herself. And I promise you, with that realization, she will completely transform herself, and she will let us know that she had her $10 million month. Incredible. We have been programmed by all of this. So we have to go in, we have to have the diligence to go in and look at ourselves and say, I don't like the way that I'm being treated in this relationship. What am I bringing to the relationship that's allowing that to happen in my world? We are all gods and goddesses. We have all created our life exactly the way that we believe we need to be treated. And if you have bad relationships with people, look at the patterning from your parents. This is not about blaming your parents, but this is just to look at what are the patterns of how you were treated. What are the beliefs that you've taken on? If you had a mother that was always critical of your father, do you find yourself critical of your husband? If you had a father that was always, ridiculing of your mother, are you in a relationship with a man who ridicules you? Do you do that to your children? Does that happen in the dynamics with your siblings? Do you have a boss that reminds you of your mother or your father? You have to look to see all of those dynamics, because we have done this to ourselves. We receive what we put out in the universe. That is the absolute key of quantum receiving. And if you want something different, you have to change the way that you think. You change your life by changing your mind. But you have to do the work to find out what are the thoughts and the beliefs that I have about myself, about the universe, about money, about jobs, about relationships, about sexuality, about everything. There are some really tender subjects for people. We have to go in and do that inner work. Find out what's in there. You can sweep a room, and if it still smells stinky, you got to lift the carpet. And you might find out that there's something yucky under there. You got to go within. You got to do that inner work. So I lay out a program how to do all of that. Let's see, what else can I tell you? The workshop is going to be on Thursday, June 2nd, from 3 to 6 p.m. And Priyanka, do you remember what we're charging for that?
Yes, I'll just check right
I
now.
want to say it's 222, I think.
555.
Oh, sorry, 555. I was way off. It's going to be 3 of the most incredible hours of your life. So for anyone who's interested, who would like to delve deeper into this, there's going to be some incredible meditations that we do. There are going to be exercises. There's going to be a lot of journaling, to figure out what it is that you want. But if this is a journey that you would like to undertake, I had the most remarkable thing. I had this incredible epiphany about receiving. And then I kept saying, I want $100,000 sales month. And I had an $89,000 sales week, which gave me over $100,000 sales months. And today is only the 25th and we're not even done. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. So, all you have to do is attune yourself to the frequency. One of my coaches says money needs a place to land. And I'm like, all right, I'll create a home. She said it needs a home. I said, I'll create a home for $100,000. And there it was. I mean, you can have anything that you desire. What do you desire? What do you want? Do you guys have any questions? Any questions about this? Let's see.
I don't have a question, but again, I just want to thank you. I just think you're lovely, and you always say the right thing right at the right time. Even your channelings on YouTube, it's like right there every time. So thank you. Thank you for doing what you do.
You're so welcome, Jane. It's a promise that I made to God. When I was very young, someone said to me, do you know what your life purpose is? And without even thinking, I said to remind people of their relationships with God. And I was like, who said that? I heard the words come out of my mouth,
Well, thank you for doing what you do. You make my heart happy.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. Gary, why do I lower my head? Oh, why do I lower my head when she says that? It's just it's a way of having humility. I appreciate what she says, but it's a way of like allowing me to receive that into my heart. Anyway, my darlings, thank you all so much for being here. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Raymond, thank you for coming and joining us. And I will see you all again. We'll be back here again on Friday doing Akashic Healing. All right, everybody. Have
Love
a great
you.
day. Love you.
Bye.
And thank you so much for joining. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.